Yo, there's nothing wrong with black and white people. Black and white people can get along. It's the niggas and crackers we gotta worry about. You don't like that, do you? Fuck you.
Yo, man, yo, what it do? What it do? Hold up, I gotta put myself on there. All right, that's better. Sorry, a little bit of a technical error, but what's going on? What it do? What it do, man? I want to tell you what, you know, this, I guess, Representative Senator Tillman, you know, well, they were having problems because of him with the January 6th. I guess something happened in Congress that nobody likes him. And what happened was that a new um, attorney, what was it, AG or U.S. attorney? A new U.S. attorney is now in the picture, which was just another, temporary one that could be permanent, and that is Judge Judge Janine Pirro. And I was like, whoa. I mean, I was like, whoa, man. Janine Pirro, really? He was like, well, why? Well, she was on TV, but it's not that she was a state. She was a state attorney general of New York City. I mean, she had to blame. Just say she has a long rap sheet about a foot long. I mean, this woman sat there and she done everything. And the very cool thing about that, well, man, she's not. Well, who is she? She's not good and all that stuff like that. Meanwhile, when Martin was coming out, there was a liberal that came out and spit on him. You know what I'm saying? So that's like crazy. I mean, this is how out of mind, out of touch, reprobate mind. These people are. I mean, for real. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, their mind is like gone. And this is not just here in regular society, my people's minds gone. But I'm talking like, as I said last night, every aspect of society, we have this um, minute population of people that are completely lacking common sense, which is really, really crazy. I'm a four-wheel. But anyways, and I can just see it right now. What I'm saying? People are sort of going crazy and all that because they're going to be looking back, trying to find dirt. Even the news is going to sit there and go crazy about it. They're going to start talking shit. ABC, NBC, CBS. Well, she's from Fox, so they ain't going to talk shit because she's one of the money makers ever since Tucker Carlson left. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of crazy. But why do I think that she's going to be so good? Well, the reason being is because I remember, I used to watch your show all the time. And then also, I think, what is it, like, is it the five or it's one of those type shows, like Greg Gutfield was on it and all that stuff like that. And that was pretty fun. But Janine was always like a blame powerhouse, spunky. Especially, I know her from her show, but also I know her from her talk show, and also when Judge Janine, when she had her own show, like after Tucker Carlson and stuff like that. So so I sat back and watched her because she put it out there. And the very funny thing about it is that I remember I went to, it was like my first rally I've ever went to, and it was out here in Las Vegas, and I seen Janine. I got her on film in my other computer, and she's a very, very tiny woman, but with big courage, well respected. She's one of those women, that you really just don't want to piss off. It's not that. Yeah, there's some fear because she's a little Italian tiger, and and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna knock that, but that's just one of those people that you wouldn't want to get mad, you know. But anyways, as it goes on, I just got a clip to sit there and show you. This is Janine Pirro. Okay, this is Janine Pirro. Just eating up liberals like there's no tomorrow. Really just eating them up like there's no tomorrow. And this was on the show, and just sit back and watch. This is the type of person that is going to be the U.S. attorney. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm all for it. Yeah, I can't wait to see. Here we go.
The Democrats are the party of hate. The Democrats are the party that said he's a Russian, he's a Putin asset, he's a Russian puppet. The Democrats are the ones who signed affidavits and lied to a court so that they could spy on a president of the United States. The Democrats are the ones who said that we're destroying democracy. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is one of the most generous people you'll ever meet. He does all kinds of things that people have no idea about. And by the way, if he were selfish, he'd take his money and tell all of us to go F ourselves based upon the way this country has treated him. This guy got shot.
About him
Don't tell me he's selfish.
Are absolute fools.
No, let me tell you something. Donald Trump is the only one who moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. He's the only one who got the Abraham Accord.
Why aren't Jews voting for him?
I'm not going to fight with you anymore, Jessica. But I know the man, and the facts rely and belie anything you say.
Apparently, I have stirred up a little something, Jesse.
I would call it a hornet's nest.
Oh,
yeah,
I never heard that.
What does that make us?
That
was a bad representation by Trump, it has to be to their detriment. Who lost? No one. And what New York is saying now is not only are we not going to keep you safe from the super gangs, the MS-13 and the Trent Aruga or whatever they're called, right out here, 2 blocks away, which is why I won't even walk outside anymore. But what they're saying is that with Amazon and AOC, we don't want business in New York. They were going to get a $1.5 million tax break, and AOC went ballistic. We lost $4 billion in wages, 25,000 jobs, and $12.1 billion in benefits that would have been to New York businesses and to New Yorkers. This Letitia James is out of control. She is unethical. She is inept. You do not pick a person and say, I will find a crime. I don't.
And that's what I'm talking about. Now, if y'all don't like to sit there and have her as a U.S. attorney, then I don't know what's wrong with you, man. I mean, she's even better. I mean, sometimes I sit there as I look at this, like, is this man, you know what I'm saying, that technical that he'll throw people out, you know what I'm saying, and even though he likes them and stuff like that, and they're willing to do it, to go out there to try to get put into a position, and then if that don't work, he backdoors somebody even better, somebody that a lot of us know. A lot of us know where she stands on, know where she's at. You know, and everybody can actually sit down and agree who is reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Say, you know what? She's an even keeled, fair person. I've seen her on Judge Judy. I've seen her on the news and commentary. I've seen her on her own commentary news show, and also with her credentials that she actually has beyond the news, before she was on the news, as being DAs and working for the state, the city, county, or whatever she did. I mean, just so much stuff is crazy. So that being said, and also at the same time, that you have to understand that I know for a fact that she was also a criminal lawyer. Now that plays a key role. Now she knows criminal law, and also she's going to be the U.S. attorney. All right. So, and that's her thing. That's right up her alley. You know what I'm saying? So then what does that do? All right, all these investigations get to sit there and happen. All right. We can have the investigation on voter fraud. All right. Also, we can have the investigation on Hunter Biden laptop. The uranium one scandal. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with Hillary Clinton selling 20% of her uranium deposits to Russian oligarchs, which the news don't really talk about that stuff like that, right? Let's see what else we can sit there and talk about. Let's talk about the mules inside the voter fraud. Let's also have the investigation in the FBI, also the FBI for maybe the Trump attempted assassination twice, and the CIA. Well, let's talk about the FBI, which they're not giving up the Epstein files and all that stuff like that, right? Also, let's talk to the FBI on the Jones report that they gave to the Pfizer, what they gave to the Pfizer judges. Who was the Pfizer judges at that time? Oh, matter of fact, yeah. Whatever happened to Rod Rosenstein? You know what I'm saying? What happened to no, not Schiff? What's the other dude's name? Well, they'll come up in due time. But all these cats I was talking about like 3 or 4 years ago, that's not in the news and not even inside administration. You know, what about the CIA? What about those what about those biolabs that was in the Ukraine, and also the CIA and the 13 CIA bases along the Russian border? Or what about that 100 million? Or what about an investigation on that $100 million that Ukraine said that they never got? You know. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening. What about those? What about those trains and how those trains actually actually exploded and stuff like that in Palestine? You might as well go back to the Obama administration about the water in Flint, Michigan. Oh, but what really was happening during the during here in the Las Vegas shooting at Mandalay Bay? You know what I'm saying? What about all an investigation on who was the ones that on the actual decision on leaving Afghanistan? What about also about the investigation on the on the pipeline on a pipeline going from Russia into Europe? I mean, there are so many things that we can sit there and invest in. Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Clinton. We ain't going to forget Epstein, but Epstein and Diddy. I think that's connected. Oh yeah, what about that Operation Crossfire? How did all those weapons and those American weapons and stuff get to the cartels that they're using against us? That the cartels that they don't even want the cartels to leave, even having our own weapons. Or what about the weapons that the cartels bought from Ukraine? What about an investigation inside that? I mean, come on. I mean, there's so many blame investigations, and that's why I'm sitting there like this. So Jenine Pirro, Jenine Pirro as the U.S. attorney to sit there and hit all these investigations. Yo, man, I want to tell you what, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie whatsoever. I'm in, because heads are getting ready to roll. Only thing that's happening right now is all the pieces are being put together. And also we gotta do, man, to be honest with you, man. O'Keefe, man, to keep him in the prayers, because he's putting out all that stuff about the royal family and stuff like that. Prince Andrew, which also that's done Epstein, and also Pam Bondi and them talking about over thousands of videos of what was happening inside the Epstein place. Not to mention the Diddy video as well, and all that type of stuff, and how all these people that's going to be interconnected through entertainment, sports, everyday, and politics. It's about to come out, but the only thing that we got to do, and everybody got to sit back and understand, is before we can actually start rolling the heads and doing arrests and stuff like that, we have to clean out our judicial system first, because our judges are going rogue, and the judges are trying to tell the president what to do, when the judges themselves are appointed by the president and they're not elected. So if the judgments are so they're putting these holes and they're trying to tell the president what to do, then what's really the use of electing a president? But that's what they want us to think, not 2.5 these judges they want to rule. So what this looks like is that we're in a constitutional crisis, and this is a political coup. that our judicial system is trying to override the executive. And also, since they think they're so judicial, they'll even try to override Congress. Watch. I'm going to check you out later. Watch all this stuff's going to be flipped upside down. Check me out. Got some things coming. Y'all be blessed. You know, in Jesus' name, I'm out.
Flat na di matar man kuna na de tulwa flat. Na di gulen TV jalen.